Alright, kids, here we are. It's finally episode 23 of The Mean Geek. We're going to go through a nice little request here, and then we're going to hit a monstrously sized stack of books.
Yay!
So, Rev, what's going on? How's your week?
What the hell?
I don't care,
douchebag.
I just needed something to say right then. So what we got here is our good buddy John has asked us to do some top fives, some of which I've fleshed out entirely, and some of which I will let the Rev contribute to.
No, kind of.
So jumping right in, we got the top 5 strangest hookups, and I kind of cheated on this, and I took 2 of them right off the bat with the same guy.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
How the fuck did Hank Pym decide that a furry cat woman was the best way to go for some ass?
Dude, everybody sleeps with Tigra. Tigra. El Tigre.
That bad shirt from the 80s, La Tigra.
El Pussigato.
And, come on. Greer Nelson, she's been in, 4 books over the last 15 years? And she just suddenly pops up because Hank needed some ass? Come on.
Look, let's be fair. All right, more superheroes have ridden on that cat than all the times He-Man took his Battle Cat out for a quick ride.
You remember that Battle Cat's name?
Fuck no.
I'm pretty sure it was Battle Cat. But I could be mistaken. And so, yeah, come on, Hank. Get a little taste. But then he goes from the furry route to the shiny route.
Creepy.
And he goes for Jocasta, which is a weird kind of Metal Men-ish feel with it, with the Doctor and Platinum.
Yeah, didn't like it. Did not like it. I mean, if he was going to bang a robot, first off, don't. Shinies are grosser than furries. All right, I'm making that point. But if you're going to, at least bang the Ultron that looked like your wife.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. If Frank Cho, I would try with a robot that was designed by Frank Cho.
I see your point, but all I'm saying is that she at least actually, didn't have sharp angles, shall we say?
She had skin-colored skin and huge tracts of land.
Huge tracts of metal.
And the other one, which I think is a strange hookup, because I don't like the idea that this would even be written down that this kind of thing could happen. I don't like Ultimate Cap and Ultimate Wasp.
No?
I don't like it. My Steve Rogers would never bang a married woman. He just wouldn't. It's
Ultimate
impossible.
Cap is not your Steve Rogers, though.
But he's still wearing a uniform. His name is still Steve Rogers. His purpose is generally the same, even though it's a different universe. So, I don't like the idea that, anyone would think that they could write that about Steve Rogers. I just don't. Fuck him.
That's what he did.
Well, yeah, that's what he did.
But he didn't bang a married woman. He banged a woman who was married to a wife beater.
Was he a wife beater also in the Ultimate Universe?
Yeah, remember he splayed a raid on her?
Yeah.
I think he tried to trap her in a roach motel. I mean,
See, that's the kind of thing you get. The Ultimates, sometimes they're worthwhile, but then they come up with kooky shit like that.
I don't think the roach motel thing actually happened.
It could have. You watch. With Ultimate Avengers now coming out.
Yeah, Pimmy Boy is a pervert. All right, that's a given. So is that your only one?
Those are my technically. Well, actually, that's 2. Tiger and Pym and Jocasta, Cap and Wasp. So that's 3, really. So give me 2 more.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck and what was her name?
Christ, what was
Jen?
No.
Carolyn?
Just a...
Betty?
You're not helping.
Ingrid.
I hate you. Hate coursing through my veins.
Astrid.
Yes, it was Astrid. You got it right, Rumpelstiltskin.
How would they? And that's just plain odd. I mean, here he is, a 80-pound duck, handing it with his, who knows how, isn't the rumor that, like, duck dicks are orange?
I am so ecstatic to be able to state to our listeners that I have no knowledge whatsoever on duck dick. I fully believe that you know the correct answer, though. I mean, are they warm to the touch?
Oh, hey. I really don't know either of them. That was in one of those emails that they say, did you know the strangest animal penises? It happens. So, yeah, that's bizarre. Anybody else?
A woman and a duck.
Who really kills you that they're together?
The thing that always bothered me, and it's sweet, so I feel bad saying this, but the Thing, Ben Grimm, and the blind girl, like, aw, it's so cute. She's blind, so when he was sticking his giant rock dick into her, she was unable to tell that he was not normal.
She didn't have to deal with the visual of him not being normal.
I'm just like, come on. What fifth grader is like, it's the sweetest relationship.
In a sense, well, it's just the whole metaphor for looking inside someone and etc. But it is strange. It is very strange.
That's all I'm saying, is that, nothing about blindness, from what I know, and I've never been blind.
Yeah, you've never been blind.
Nothing about it gives you the ability to have sex with Magmar the Rock Boy.
Magmar the Rock Boy.
And not feel it.
And do you think he's, being super strong like that, do you think he's got the Superman effect like Banky believes?
Oh. I'm more worried about pebble discharge.
Pebble discharge.
The whole thing's just horrible, gross, and wrong.
Like a machine gun? Pop, 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 pop.
Cleanup has to suck.
You just get a shop vac.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's our take on incredibly strange hookups. Now, the other thing, the brightest guys in all of comics. And I'll work backward on this one. I think Dr. Midnight is pretty much a one-man CSI unit. So he's pretty fucking bright right there. He's way up in the DCU. Because they haven't, they've got very super specific super geniuses. Like the doctor that did the Metal Men and people
Professor
like that.
T.O. Morrow.
Yeah, super specific stuff.
Ivo.
There you go. But this guy, he does crime scene, he does forensics, he's got the knowledge of how to heal super beings and all their crazy maladies and stuff like that. He's got it together. So, and then I got kind of a tie, and I tried to go through a bunch of different companies, didn't try to match them up or anything. But I think Tom Strong could give Reed Richards a run for his fucking money. Huh?
Yeah, all right. I see where you're going.
So that gives us 3.
All
Who
right.
else you got?
Well, let's see. Lex Luthor.
All right, very good.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ooh, he is super bright. But those are from the same company. Try to spread them out.
I mean, it's all very relevant, because to me the smartest thing in all of comics would be the Shazam villain,
Mr. Mind?
the little worm.
Oh God, Mr. Mind? Really?
Look, I want you to think before you respond to this for one moment about you and Tom Strong.
Yeah.
The evolution of you, an average to relatively bright guy,
Oh.
to Tom Strong versus the average caterpillar to Mr. Mind.
I can see the parallels there.
All I'm saying is, Tom Strong is a very bright dude. But Mr. Mind is an unbelievably super awesome, ridiculously bright worm.
Oh.
The next brightest worm to him is a worm.
Wow. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Mind. I can't believe you whipped out Mr. Mind.
I can't believe you didn't.
Oh. So Lex and Mr. Mind.
There's a lot. I'm Dr. Doom. Many of the villains are...
Dr. Doom is incredibly bright, but he always fails when he's going up against Reed. So, on an absolute level, yes, he's incredibly intelligent. But he doesn't quite make it at that last tier of, oh my god, he figured out the newest subatomic particle.
I'm just saying that, as far as I'm concerned, reading through a metal mask, you're going to miss things. And turning pages in gauntlets, you're going to miss pages. If he had, now with Google, I mean, who knows how far he can go. But no, most of the villains tend to be smarter. And, of course, the number one smartest,
Yeah.
the leader...
Yeah, I really should have thought of the leader, huh? Well, that's why I have you. I stand by Tom Strong, though.
I stand by Mr. Mind.
I wanted to say we stand by our men, but that wasn't really going to be a complete parallel there.
Oh, you stand by many a man from what I hear.
I'm standing by you right now, motherfucker.
Okay, since I was making a gay joke, that really brings us to an uncomfortable level. Moving on.
Wondrous Cliches.
I don't understand the point of this question, and I don't want to mock our fan, but everything that happens in comics is based a wondrous cliche of one level or another.
Yeah, but there are degrees, there are levels. And the ones that irritate me the most is anything Claremont used as dialogue after 89.
What are you talking about? What was cliche about Sovereign? I don't understand a word of that book.
There was a lot of dialogue he reused from X-Men over in Sovereign 7.
And we'll take your word for it.
And he started recycling them even further in X-Men after 89 or so. It was just so bad. It was over and over, I'm going to teleport into the next room, but I have to guess because I've never been in that room before. Yeah, thanks, Kurt. We know that. We've heard it a billion fucking times. I was a goddess once, but now I have claustrophobia. Yeah, Aurora, we knew that. You've told us 1,000 fucking times. The inner dialogue more than the actual spoken dialogue of Claremont is what drives me up the wall. He always likes the phrase garbage in, garbage out, no matter what it's relating to. If we put in bad effort, we get bad results. You fucking think, Chris? Come on, put some. I'm seeing the pattern here. Drives me up the wall. And the big misunderstanding, which of course is the singular plot device for the last, this is 2009 now?
Yes it is.
The last 50 years. A hero meets a hero coming through the rye. And they have a big fight.
Yeah, but that's only a cliche because it's taken over for the original cliche.
Which is?
Hero meets a hero. Let's become friends and fight evil together. Because for the first 50 years of comics,
that's exactly what happened.
Hello, Superman, I'm Batman. Hello, Batman, I'm Superman. You seem like a jolly chap. Let's fight evildoers. Why, with my ability to fly and your ability to
detect
not get
things?
shot, I can only see great things ahead for the two of us. Really? Theoretically, I see nothing but death and destruction in my future. But what a jolly time. Okay, so...
Suddenly the two of them are
in the
upper crust Englishmen.
Don't early comics all feel kind of British, though?
To a degree, yeah, absolutely.
Proper dialogue. Well, hello, evildoer. You should not be doing that evil.
You should not be doing that evil. They like doing this next one in movies a lot as well, which drives me up the wall. Remember they had like 6 or 7 of these back in like 88, 89, where they swap bodies and minds.
Ugh.
They even got...
The Freaky Friday effect.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, they just tried it, and they just tried to get it done in, Power Girl, just in the past arc, the very first arc, right off the bat. Let's do the swap minds trope there.
Between who again was it?
Between Karen Starr and the Ultra Humanite. Yes, I've come over to your way of thinking because I've got no energy to argue about it. I think it's a neat little play on words to call it humanity. Ow! Alright, before the cat destroyed half our equipment here, we were talking about the mind-body cliche swapping with the, now I understand it to be Ultra Humanites.
Yay!
You got any of those stories you really despise, Ref?
No, I mean, a cliche becomes part of the form in a sense.
Well, no, specifically the body swapping cliche.
Despise body swapping. I don't have a particular story that bothers me. The ease with which they pull it off always kind of irked the living shit out of me.
Yes. Very good.
Particularly like interdimensional things. So it's, the guy never craps himself or trying to figure out where a toilet is or how it works.
The one little tiny itty bitty twist on it that I did like was an Identity Crisis, where the villains were actually smart enough to take pictures of everybody's secret identity.
If you look in the comics I gave you, you'll find the JLA where the Wizard and all those guys actually switched bodies with them, the one that scene was based on.
Yeah. Very good. I'll go back through that because the Silver Agey stuff can be fun in that regard, but it's just way too many times this thing has happened. So.
That is true.
And I swear to Christ, I hear one more person talking about clones, I'm giving up comics altogether. They're rewriting the fucking Clone Saga.
Oh, good. I've missed it.
They're totally rewriting it from scratch. So you get to be in on it this time, though.
Why?
Why you think, motherfucker?
Crap.
But I've literally read, this time we're doing it good.
So Ben Reilly will be making another appearance.
It's probably Ben Reilly. Who knows? They might start from scratch with it. Then there's the whole "you'll see I'm right" situation.
I sense this. This is the correct response, despite every logical thing saying no. That doesn't. You know what? The biggest cliche that bothers me in comics.
Yeah.
Fuck you. We're related.
Huh?
Every time. I'm actually your father. Your mother,
that.
your sister. Your second cousin. Professor X and Juggernaut. Nightcrawler and Mystique.
Yeah, that one's way forced. That one's just as forced. Just because they're both blue. Mystique didn't have fucking fur.
We don't know that she's blue.
To cover it off?
Likes that color.
Yeah, it could be. I never saw the point of that.
Scott, your brother's alive. I can handle that. Your father's alive, and he's been alive this entire time in space. And he's now dating a skunk.
I'm not happy with that at all.
Oh, hey, speaking of fucked up hookups, Johnny Space Commando and Skunk Broad.
Skunk Broad. That is a crazy ass one, man. And it's back to the furry thing, man. We can't get away from that shit.
Furries are the devil.
I don't like it.
But shinies are worse.
Whoa. Oh, shinies. Ooh, that's... I misheard that for a minute.
Okay.
I was like, what you got against 1 billion people, man?
I don't.
Shinies. Not Chinese. Yeah, never mind. So, you got any others you want to contribute?
Cliche ways. As we go through the comics, if any of them pop out, I'll bring them up. What else we got for top fives?
Oh, yeah. Battles. I totally skipped over the battle part. Cross company. Cross company. From one company to another.
Right.
You know what would be really, really cool?
What's that?
I think, but I'm a wackadoo.
Yeah, what do you got?
This is not something you'll debate. Yeah, you give me that sneer. I would love to see Hellboy and Etrigan go at it. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be interesting for the 4 seconds till Etrigan destroyed him.
Why would Etrigan destroy Hellboy?
They had a crossover with the Savage Dragon and Hellboy.
Did they?
Yeah. And Savage Dragon beat the living piss out of Hellboy.
Really?
The levels are just I can pick up a tank. I can't do that.
Is Etrigan really that physically strong?
I don't know. I mean, to be fair with the demon thing, they're probably tools and whatnot. But Etrigan is just mean.
He is. He's a vicious little bastard. And he does have fire breath.
There you go. All right, what else you got?
You know what would be fun? And I know you didn't like this series.
Oh, good.
But you like the other series. So you got a 50-50 on this one. I think it would be an interesting situation if Ghost and Deadman had to hang out.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that would be a fun read.
The one's only affected by Jade and has a complete hatred of men. The other's a flippant circus
No,
acrobat.
I would totally read that. I actually would rather see Etrigan Spawn.
Now
Back when Spawn was good.
Well, there was... Okay, yeah, within the first 50 issues. But yeah, that would work too. Spawn and Etrigan, yeah. Because they got the whole... Well, they're all from hell, actually. So that really doesn't play as a factor. But, who else did I have? Here's a good one. Who would win? Punisher or Deathstroke?
Deathstroke.
Because Slade Wilson would plan that shit out far, far, far more thoroughly than Frank Castle and his unending hatred of crime would. But it could be, they would contrive it so it would end up being a good story.
Oh, I'm sure.
I could dig that. The masters of all weapons.
I would just like to see the side story of Major Wintergreen, the Deathstroke sidekick from his book, versus
Microchip.
That's what I'd read.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, the last one I could come up with, I'm going to leave you with number 5. And it's kind of pushing it because we know one is essentially an analog of the other. Soups and the Plutonian.
That's a dark story.
That's a very dark and scary story. The Plutonian has essentially become a Star Trek mirror universe of Superman. He's got all the crazy powers and none of the morality of any sort. Which, you can't really say Bizarro had. And Bizarro wasn't truly as powerful as Superman at any point.
Plus, as dumb as a stump.
that as well. He's more of a just plain opposite of Superman. Let's see. Plutonian is flat out vicious. He's got so much rage and anger coming out of him that with his powers, what would he do to Supes? How long would that battle last before Supes finally realized and truly let loose? 10, 15 pages?
It would be an interesting read. I would be very curious about that one.
I think it could be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
I really didn't have anything for this one.
My crossover?
Oh, yes, your crossover. Whoo! Excuse me.
Obviously, NFL Super Pro and Kickers Incorporated.
Fuck me. They're from the same company.
Not true. Kickers Incorporated was a Marvel side universe.
Well, it's the same publisher. It's not that far removed. But
fine, you want two separate... you don't want to see the brilliance of that one, fine. I will attempt to come up with something.
No, I can see the brilliance of it, but that's not what the criteria was. Does anybody remember any of them besides us?
I'm sure people out there.
NFL Super Pro.
I need to find a copy of those two books again.
I
can have the one and the one. I think NFL Super Pro went exactly one issue.
Well, Kickers Inc. is actually pretty easy to find in the quarter bins.
Well, I have yet to see it. You come across them. Let's see. What would I really like to read across? Because I don't really think that way so much anymore. I tend to get more caught up in stories.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if... I always wanted to see a Sandman Superman story, which is the same universe, but...
Sandman? Like Morpheus?
Yep. Superman's dreams were of huge interest. And I just thought that would be a really clever little thing, but... if I had to cross over characters from two separate companies...
How far would a Tom Strong, Reed Richards matchup go?
No, let's see. What would really jump out? League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Hellboy. There's so many of those things out there that don't work that well. Like... Painkiller Jane did a crossover with half a universe for a day.
Ugh. Got no need for that. Vampirella and Anita Blake.
I don't read anything with the word Vampirella in it, and I endorse others to do the same. Dodge that at all costs.
Anita Blake?
I don't even know what that is.
And Blade?
What is Anita Blake?
Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter.
Oh, that's those novels.
Yeah.
Well,
which are now comics.
Because
Because they just didn't have enough dough coming out of that franchise.
Filth. Never read one, but...
Neither have I.
Vampo porn. Or if you prefer, vamporn.
I got no need for that stuff anymore. Vampire stories just don't impress me anymore unless they're actually fucking impressive.
I'd really like to see Batman and Howard the Duck.
Oh, get the fuck out of
Come
here
on,
with Batman.
think about it.
Oh, come on.
Hey, think about it for a moment. That the world's greatest detective has to explain a dimension-crossing, magic-based duck in a cigar with no pants. If you can't find a reason to read that, you're dead.
That is insanity. You were saving that one up, weren't you? I know you were.
I would never have used it till you vetoed my Kickers Incorporated one.
So you had a backup plan
Well,
on
of
that.
course.
All right, that's all we're doing with the list because there's only so many parental figures you can deal with. I mean, there's Aunt May. There's Alfred. There's
Ma and Pa Kent. You know, most of the parental figures kind of feel like Disney parents. Like there's a dead one, and a slightly loopy one.
Yeah.
It's like the one that was useful to society died early on, and now we're trapped with the vaguely confused cookie making, invention making.
It's parentals. Yeah, so I got nothing for that. I really didn't. I thought for a while too. I was like, where are the actual parental figures? There's very few of them. So we're not going to
I was
deal
like
with them.
Power Pack with their pot smoking hippie parent. I thought that was a parental unit that had not really been carried over as much. My favorite parent in the comics is Bullet, the Daredevil villain.
Yeah. Pulling his kid around the hits.
Well, when he left him at home, he built a nuclear shelter, and he had to slap him. You know, I always thought that was a parental unit that.
And there's our parental figures for the episode, which brings us to a stack. Wow, huge stack. 30 minutes in already. Oh my goodness!
Time to get going.
Superman, Batman 63, virtual reality.
Oh, hey, speaking of cliches, let's do a single-issue storyline of shocking proportions that doesn't actually happen.
That's a great cliche, isn't it?
That is a lump of
irritating.
crap.
You're just running around. You're like, oh my god, I know this is out of continuity, but this is crazy. Oh, it's test. But it was engaging. I did like it. I did enjoy seeing, Batman bursting through walls like he always does. That's one of my big things about bats. And filling the atmosphere with kryptonite.
That was a creative concept.
That was brilliant, really. Who else would have thought of that? Well, Lex. Then, of course, Batman being the last hero and the most brilliant hero, who isn't actually a scientist hero. Like Ray Palmer. I'm a scientist and a hero.
You know what's terrifying is, do you remember a few years ago they did those annuals where every annual was an Elseworld story?
Yes.
And everybody wanted to kill off heroes.
Yep.
I always was like, dude, don't you like your job that you want to slaughter off most of the existing characters? It's like everybody wanted to be writing Hex with one hero in a futuristic society. And like every book made a point of killing Green Arrow.
Did they really? I don't remember that much.
I remember Green Arrow getting slaughtered in like half of them. I'm like, does the guy writes Green Arrow owe everyone money? And fuck you, Green
I want my fucking fiver. Ollie Queen's dead.
Somebody waste a Star Sapphire. Throw something random in there for fuck's sake. But no, it was Green Arrow to the ground time and time again.
Yeah, but this splash here, when Grodd realizes Superman's back because he's levitating behind him, that expression on Grodd's face is just fucking priceless. It's like that is an original oh shit look right there.
Oh, monkey shit.
But it was good. I mean, you always hear that Batman every time somebody talks about, of course Batman has a plan. This is how he gets his fucking plans. Every once in a while, you gotta show him making plans in some way. Because, I mean, if you just have adventure through 14 books like he's got every goddamn month and has since, 2000, when does he have time to make all them damn plans?
Hey, all I'm saying is the man doesn't have to make too many more plans. He's dealt with everybody. He's like, well, this works, and this works when Grodd does this, and this works, and this works, and this works when Grodd does this. I mean, the man is studied. He doesn't have to come up with new Grodd plan. What Grodd has 4 plans: attack, eat a banana, turn everyone into a monkey, or join with another supervillain secretly planning to turn everyone into a monkey. Oh, and kill everything. 5. I'm sorry. How many different virtual reality scenarios do you need?
Well,
Plus, what I'd really like to read would be the ones that didn't work, where like Batman dressed up as a giant monkey, or he painted himself as a huge banana and got Grodd to chase him out of town. Like the failed virtual reality plans.
Those would be priceless. I would pay real money to read those.
I'm just saying,
we could get Keith Giffen to do them.
That would be the comic that I would like to read. Yeah. The ones where he's like, that is a horrible plan. Like, never will I endorse myself being dressed up in a banana costume again. Or as a really attractive girl monkey.
They are owned by Warner Brothers.
There you go, you know?
That's fucking hilarious. Changing gears rapidly. Invincible Iron Man 17.
The search for more armor.
Crap on a stick, man. It starts with the results of an explosion and Whitney Frost barely alive, having killed, maybe, old rescue/Pepper Potts there.
That seems unlikely.
Where the fuck is her body? Is it still in the armor when they put it in the case? That could be interesting.
Or it could be the resilient Pepper Potts in the Whitney Frost armor.
That would be strange. How would they... No, I don't think that's it.
Don't reread the comic now trying to see if there are clues for that.
There aren't.
Keep going.
There's no clue. Oh, his deterioration is rapidly ramping up, man. Yeah, just start listening to audiobooks on engineering.
Yeah, I think it's they need to resolve that though. Like,
Yeah,
I want
they
to
need
know
to
what's
get it
going
over
on.
with before he's, Bibbo.
Bibbo, nice. All right, I bring up NFL Super Pro, Kickers Incorporated, Captain Ultra, Terror Incorporated, any number of horrible things, and
the
you have to
best I
say
can
Bibbo,
do is Bibbo.
and I can't yell at you. Like, what's going on here?
Who said you couldn't yell at me, man? Yell if it's if it's funny.
Bibbo
Yell.
is horrific.
Bibbo's really bad. The former boxer with brain damage who owns a bar and is Superman's best pal.
And looks vaguely like Popeye.
Yes, he does. So Tony Stark is rapidly running on Bibbo level intelligence here. And Maria Hill is still batshit loco. But she thinks she can do the job, so Natasha takes her out.
That was a fiasco.
That is the original it's ending in disaster routine.
I like the way this book is moving. Like, I like the evolution of story. I'm very curious where it's going, but it needs to go a little bit faster at this point.
Yes, because this is part 10 already of this storyline, and the next one should be in the next batch for you. Now, as I knew this was going to happen, and I was quite happy to see it. What's his face? Old Normie. When Whitney is detailing just how horrible things have gone. And he's just creeping up behind her, about to strangle her ass. I'm like, do it. And he backs out. What a wuss.
Well, that's because they're building up for the big Madamask Goblinita fight.
Oh, God. You can't leave the Goblinitas alone.
I can. Apparently, Normie can't.
Poor Natasha, man. She was just trying to help out, get things done. And Hill puts her in this fucked up situation, gets her caught by fucking Hammer. Hill needs to get her shit together.
Hey,
Hill ran S.H.I.E.L.D.
badly and by accident.
Well, by accident, sure, but I mean, it stayed together,
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. Until Stark took over, it was fine.
She gave him the control. She's like, you know what? I shouldn't actually have this job because I'm not suited for it. Why don't I give it to millionaire, playboy, industrialist, alcoholic Tony Stark? All right?
That was poor judgment.
If that's not killing something, if you had a Fortune 500 company and you called one day like, hey, Bibbo, you want to take the car, please? Take her out for an old spin. Now, of course, she killed it stone dead.
I'll look back, but I don't think she ran it that bad at all. Alright, so Tony's got to get cracking. Final issue of Incognito, as far as I know. It never said limited series, but it's got,
It definitely said it was at least stopping for a while.
Yeah.
At the end.
So, this is a fabulous crime book, and it's amazingly gross. Second fucking page in, somebody's literally putting their fist right through somebody's head, and it's exploding like an overripe melon. That is some crazy shit. And then he blows away this fat little secretary type. What is that?
It's a crime book. That's what they do. Yeah. No, I loved Incognito. I think this is a great graphic. If anybody wants to pick it up, I'd like to see it move on. I was actually disappointed in the wholesale slaughter of some of the characters because I would have liked to seen further storylines with them.
With Eva Destruction?
A bunch of the people. The whole concept. There's so many clever things going on. I would have totally enjoyed to see that keep moving.
I don't know that they really needed to be, pseudo-clones or whatever the fuck they ended up as. I don't know. Were they really clones?
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Yeah, I would just assume they were just straight twins. Because clones drive me up the fucking wall.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, the whole concept is they're clones of a hero turned to villains, and then now you have a hero clone ex-working villain trying to decide what he is. Like, if you take the clone aspect out of it, it's a villain who's like, yeah, well, maybe being good would be as fun as doing whatever I wanted and robbing and stealing and pilling. Because it's not! It's just not! But the clone of a hero doing heroic things in a villainous way is a totally different storyline. Like, if you woke up tomorrow like, I have superpowers, you're not thinking, I'm going to save that and foil that bank robbery and save kittens. You're like,
kittens.
What can I do with this shit that I will really enjoy?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, kittens can die. I got no vested interest in kittens. What are kittens going to get me?
Pussy?
No.
Quite literally?
Yeah. So, Incognito was fun. Looking forward to if they ever do any more. It's very good. Cry for Justice 3. Any ideas?
Well, we're watching the reemergence of Prometheus as a big-time villain.
Which might work. Because this particular story, let me put a little more stock in the guy.
Well, his very first storyline, he took out the entire JLA.
Yeah, but which JLA was that?
That was Grant Morrison. That was the front
World
runners.
War III, wasn't it? That was World War III, wasn't it?
No, this was the first 10 issues or so of the Morrison Howard Porter revamp.
I really got to go back and reread those JLAs.
First was the White Martians, then was the Key, and then Prometheus.
Oh, that must have been Strength in Numbers, right?
I don't recall the
because
exact title.
That was before World War III.
Yes.
So his only big thing before that was Strength in Numbers, and then so. This is insane. He's chopping people's heads off. He's going to take over the world. I want a big bad like this guy. Let's have him.
We do need more big bads. I have no problem with Prometheus. I like this book. My major thing is that the book is painted and therefore gorgeous.
Yeah.
The art is ridiculous. And I like James Robinson as a writer, but this is not moving at a speed that We're 3 issues in, and a lot has happened, but the group dynamic hasn't got anywhere. We've got the weird gay blue alien talking monkey team up,
which still doesn't fit right with me. I don't get how the fuck those two are hanging out.
The evolution of the story is not, particularly for something that they want to be as big as this. Like, the art is covering certain ills for me with this book.
Yeah.
And I want them to move to that next level faster. Now, have you been buying Green Arrow, Black Canary at all? Or
No, I keep forgetting all about it.
Because I'm very
gotta
curious
do
what the
something
dynamic
about
of
that.
that book is with Black Canary in 1, and then I want to know if it's affecting that book's dynamic or not.
It could be. I haven't been paying much attention to it.
Plus, I just, other than Green Arrow and Green Lantern, this is the biggest team of also runs of all time. Like, clopping the atom into something is a guarantee of second string, as far as I'm concerned. The Alterna Starman, Kongorilla.
It's Kongorilla.
Who else? Who's he got? One of the Flashes and Supergirl, right?
Yeah. It's no. It's Marvel Boy, Captain Marvel Jr. Which is, I would rather have any of the Flashes before him, because I got no need for this guy. He doesn't. I know nothing about him. I don't care about him. He doesn't have any kind of real personality in this book. He's just
I think Supergirl is pretty.
That's where I was about to go. I noted that too.
No, I'm enjoying the book. I like the idea of revamping. Anytime you take a character that was done well and then destroyed and bring him back to being done well, bravo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would like this to start going somewhere a tad sooner.
Yes. Need it to move. It's halfway through. It's halfway through. Let's go. Let's see something. Now, something I noticed about this issue of GBU, and I kind of noticed it previous in 1 and 2, but it's far more obvious now.
Right.
I think it's really just a reimagining of the movie. Because you got, you know the grave, I know the cemetery. And this one is, I know the train, you know the destination. Isn't that pretty much it?
Yes, they're absolutely taking because we didn't actually read the full Man with No Name series.
Nah, couldn't get a hold of them.
So all they're doing is retaking the title and then reconceptualizing it with another really bad villain, another ugly in-between hero and villain, and the Man with No Name.
But it is enjoyable.
Oh, totally. It's a Western.
It's really well done. I'm digging the art. It was Esteve Poles. I think pronunciation guy. Telling you. Esteve Poles.
Or maybe just learn Spanish would be another option.
Well, Poles is not exactly Polls. I don't know if that's so much Spanish. Maybe he had a Spanish mom and his dad was English and he was Poles. Who the fuck knows? But it's good. I like it.
Oye, como
It's good to have a Western running around.
Yeah, it's about time. Bring back Jonah Hex.
That'll happen soon enough when they start promoting the movie.
That's right, they're doing a movie.
With Megan Fox as a hooker.
Who's playing Jonah Hex, though?
Josh Brolin.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, I think so.
Totally see that.
I think it is.
All right, what do we got next?
The Torch, 1 of 8. Oh, shit.
What's up?
I didn't realize it was 8.
Well, that tells you everything that we thought about this book, kids.
Oh, but can't anything be just 4 anymore? It's 5, 7, 8, a dozen. Just give me a more compact story, for Christ's sake. What's so hard about that?
I took nothing from this book.
I like the Mad Thinker is back. Although, his hair hasn't fucking improved since 1965.
Dude, he's too busy thinking to worry about dress codes, okay?
Well, that explains the green smock. It doesn't explain the hair. But, why doesn't he make another awesome android?
They are
Where is
awesome.
the awesome android? You remember where the awesome android is?
Oh, God, the awesome android. Where was the last time?
Andy. Andy the awesome android running around with his dry erase board.
God, what happened to him?
He's working for the law firm that Jennifer Walters used to work
That's
at.
right. He was trying to date her or something. Oh, it was horrifying.
Oh, it was funny. I enjoyed that before, and I hate to say this, but before Peter David took over, Dan Slott was making that a damn funny book.
I didn't read too many of them.
Dan Slott was having a lot of fun with that book, and Andy was part of that fun. You know, a giant faceless android running around a law firm.
Was Peter David responsible for the Thelma and Louise, She-Hulk, Skrull, cross-country?
That was all his.
I loathe that book. Loathe.
I wasn't digging it. But the Mad Thinker, come on. You can't mind the Mad Thinker.
I'm sorry, dude. If you're hiring out for an evil genius, the Mad Thinker is the... I would take Professor Tio Morrow or Professor Ivo.
Well, Ivo's the wrong company.
I'm still taking them. They both are. The Mad Thinker is like low grade.
Now, maybe I misread something or totally blew by it. Why is the Vision hanging out with old Tom? Did I miss something, or was that just totally out of left field?
Hey, aliens drink together. Maybe robots do too.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically the Vision... Well, by now, who knows what the fuck the Vision is. But the Vision used to be a copy of the Human Torch.
Or used to be the Human Torch, was the original concept.
Well, that too, yeah. So who knows why they're together now. But it's like...
So in a sense, the Vision is a clone.
See? Fucking hate clones. They're everywhere. But it amused me. It did. I chuckled every time the lab assistant questioned the Mad Thinker and he would be on the verge of like smacking him. I did like that. That tickled me. I enjoyed that. But
no, I liked the Mad Thinker. I just didn't... This book didn't have me clamoring for a return of the Human Torch. It really didn't.
No, because, I know they need to have at least a part of the origin in it, and maybe it's my simple jadedness from having been reading comics for 25 fucking years. But I didn't need to know that the Torch was a robot that was misconstructed, so he burst into flame on contact with air. I didn't need to know it.
Dude, how bad a scientist are you that you use a material that bursts into flames as soon as you turn it on? Air. Like, seriously, for what material is that? What kind of current are you running through it?
It could be a magnesium alloy. I'm totally reaching on that.
Yes, just a tad. Did he die after he created the Human Torch?
Did he?
Did Nazis shoot him like they did every other scientist?
Professor Horton. I really don't remember.
Because if that man made my toaster, I'm going to be livid.
Where is it? Doesn't even say in here.
Doesn't matter. But not.
Well, you couldn't last with a name like Horton anyway. There's only one guy that lasts with the name Horton, and you know who we're talking about.
New album just came out.
Did you order it?
Not yet. So what do we got next?
Batman Confidential 33, coming up on 3 solid years. I love this book. But here's another cliche.
What do you got?
This is just episode cliche premiere here. The build up a child from birth to be a bad boy, to be a villain. Unleashed.
Oh yes, the Russian thing.
Yes. Even Jet Li did that one.
Yep.
And then, but he seems like a nice guy. But I like him in Russia. I like seeing Batman in other locales every once in a while. It's not a bad thing.
Like teamed up with Howard the Duck. And by the way, boys and girls, Beverly is the name
yes, that's right.
of Howard the Duck's
You got
human...
it. Beverly. Oh, insanity. Where? So he's still trying to find a damn nuclear bomb. And there's a little bit of police intrigue, and a whole lot of dialogue, and a snarky, dumbass daughter. You know, I could have done without that character. I mean, why couldn't you just have... I mean, listen to this. I don't want to look like some spoiled little oligarch's daughter. Did you just get out of freshman philosophy? What kind of sentence is that to have in a book?
I totally love Batman Confidential. I am not as enthusiastic about the Russian storyline as some of the other ones. And I'm relatively certain...
Not as much as Bad Cop?
You know, actually, that's true. I really like the Riddler King Tut one.
Yeah, so, bombs. That's what we think. Chew? People have been losing their fucking mind for this. This thing is in... This copy here is the Last Bite edition, being fourth and final printing.
Four printings.
4 printings for an independent is insanity. For an image book in this day and age, 4 printings?
Here's my take on Chew. Here we have a gentleman who, when he eats food,
he gets the impressions of what has happened to it.
So he knows who killed the turkey. He knows how it was raised. So, of course, he lives in a culture where certain types of food have had huge difficulties, and the entire world is smuggling food. So the power is contrived to the storyline is contrived to the power, and then, in the 3rd issue, he falls in love with a food critic whose description of food can drive people either to salivate or vomit at will.
That's just one twacked out power. How does that power come through in print?
Here's the thing. I want you to imagine what issue 100 of Chew will look like. Now, the reason I ask you to do that is because there won't fucking be one.
This is a concept that cannot last.
Nor should it. I mean, is it a clever conceit? Maybe. You know, am I missing something from it? Quite possibly. I read 1, 3, and 4. Was not blown away. I thought the art was fun. Dialogue-wise, the writing was fine. I don't care for the concept. I don't care that the hero's brother is a famous fake poultry chef on television who had a breakdown because he couldn't cook real chicken. I mean, good God.
The details of it are far, far, far too specific to allow it to last. It just can't happen.
I just don't see this being a book for the ages, and I was not blown away enough with it now for it to be a book for now for me. So, not a win.
Well, that's 4 out of 5 on the first arc. So I'll finish out this arc. I'll see if, in fact, there is a number 6 that seems worthwhile. But, you know, it's one of those... This happens all the fucking time. Somebody discovers something new, and it's incredibly unique and different, and people go batshit loco over it. And I don't get it. Now, maybe that's a failing of mine. But it ain't.
You know what? Sometimes it's a matter of something of interest. A book I really like, Desperados, came out. It was a fun read. First one came out. There were multiple printings. Marvel Zombies. You know, sometimes it's a good book. Sometimes it's not a great book. It's something that catches the eye at the time. It doesn't, you know, make it a classic.
Yeah, and there's no need for Marvel Zombies 4.
Are they up to 4 now?
Yeah, they're in 4 right now. I mean, that was quite sufficient.
Well, I do want to... Kirkman also wrote the second one, so I'm very curious about the second one.
But after a minute, we're going to do something really fun with an old character I haven't read for 20 years and who was gray-haired at the time and is now in his prime. We'll be right back. So, having established that, my good buddy, adventurer extraordinaire of the 1940s, Dominic Fortune. which I first read in Iron Man way back in the mid-'80s when he had gray hair and he was kind of got... His son wanted to take over for him.
His son did become Dominic Fortune upon the death of the original Dominic Fortune.
Right.
I think some of that happened in Spider-Man as well, though.
Yeah, there's probably an issue or two in that. But this is definitely a Max book.
Well, this is very similar to Shaken. Howard Shaken is the end-all, be-all, for lack of a better term, in this book. And this feels a lot like his last book, except he's drawing again.
No. Delgado is. Edgar Delgado.
Really, it looks just like Shaken.
He was just no. You're right. Delgado was colors because the writing, penciling, and inking was all Shaken. That's why Delgado's got the billing by himself like that. I mean, this is definitely the kind of Shaken stuff we're used to. I mean, titties.
Jewishness.
Strange practices. Yeah, I saw the Max and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this could be. Page, fight, planes, ass. Whoa!
I love Howard Shaken, man. I love the Shadow, what he did with Black Hawk, Power and Glory back in the day.
We got a little intrigue in here.
I just like how the villain looks exactly like Daddy Warbucks. Like, that just cracks me up to no end.
That's a rather good point. But yeah, every time, every other page, someone's getting blown or fucking boning somebody. This is classic Shaken, man. They're like, you'll let me do that? Here it is.
He tells stories the way he wants to tell them.
And we gotta let Howard be Howard. But this is finally one that's only 4 issues long.
There you go.
See, it's about time somebody... And it took a old school motherfucker like Shaken to bring it back.
They probably wouldn't give him more than 4 issues. He'd have taken 6 given the opportunity. It's like, Dominic Fortune, you get 4.
I'm ready for the next one. I like this. This actually, the next one did come out this week, which I'll be reading tomorrow night while I do laundry. But yeah, fun. Just a fun book
For adults.
Fun that isn't necessarily comedic, although it's definitely got humorous entities in there. But good stuff. Like it a lot. Everybody should give it a go.
Over the age of 18.
Yes, over the age of 18. Anyone in a school comics club is disallowed from reading that book.
But then if you're still listening to us, then you've got it.
You're in trouble anyway. Don't let your ma hear this shit. Back to the glory that is Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti.
Power Girl!
So much fun. Come on.
I love Amanda Connor's art. It's very fun. It's just a great cartoony style.
Superheroes in a movie theater. You never see this. When was the last time you saw somebody in a movie theater? Yeah, you didn't.
I can't honestly say I've looked for it that often.
They're minding their own business. And oh look! Sea monster! Oh! You know, who else? Well, actually, Giffen would have thought this panel up too, but, you know, let's change. We gotta beat the sea monster. I'm not wearing my costume under this. Oh, god damn it. You'll just have to fight in your underwear.
Do you remember that Giffen Justice League where the guy had the ability to turn into anything from a movie? So he went to Cannes as Clint Eastwood. Then he ended up becoming Godzilla and...
No!
Yeah.
Are you serious? I don't remember that. I believe you, but I don't remember it. And then the big bad turns out to be just some ultra liberal role playing chick. Some wannabe Arwen trying to take over the world and make things better.
Ridiculousness.
But, I can see a bunch of, over fantasy read people going nuts like that. There are people I know that go to, like, Ren fairs and shit.
What the hell's a Ren fair?
Renaissance.
Oh.
Yeah. Little snicker there. But I can see a couple of them wanting desperately to be fairy princesses so they can save the universe for the plants. I can. I know these people, unfortunately. I've had to work with them.
I am not pro-Renaissance fair.
I'm very anti-Renaissance fair.
No, Power Girl is a fun book, but it's a very light book.
That's okay with me.
No,
because a lot of this stuff is like unrelentingly grim.
Batwoman.
Batwoman, well, that's detective, but that's grim. I mean, I haven't seen a book literally that dark in a long time. And now they got, intergalactic space zombies. I mean, how much darker is it going to get?
I thought Marvel Zombies was hysterical, so...
Well, I mean, Blackest Night.
Oh, good point.
It's damn near every panel somebody's dying. And you know what? How the fuck many people can qualify for a Green Lantern ring with as many of them as they kill? Like, how many times they're going to wipe out the whole Corps again?
Well, every time that the Green Lantern of a planet dies, it just goes to the next most appropriate candidate. So if you keep slaughtering Green Lanterns off certain planets, eventually Bibbo will have a ring.
The diminishing returns, man.
It's
gonna get bad.
They're like, well, we need him, but he's 4.
We need a warm body. Just yeah, but think of the imagination in the heart of a child.
That's a lot of green teddy bears. That's all I'm saying.
Vicious green teddy bears.
Probably not. Probably very light and playful green teddy bears.
Well, as long as they can distract the bad guys long enough for the real heroes to get into it. But that kind of unrelenting it's an awesome contrast when you get a book that you can just read and get a chuckle out of and say, decent story.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
The only thing I would like from Power Girl is for it honestly to be a little funnier. Like, I'm not totally in tune with the humor of it.
Yeah.
Like, you go back to like those Giffen books, which is the same thing. I thought they were hysterical. I don't think Power Girl is hysterical. And I want it to be. I love the art. I like the concept of it. But, I would need to be funnier for me to have that release with it.
I can see that.
What's next?
What's next is the traded off Gotham City Sirens. And if Lobdell sticks around on this, I'm not. Where's Dini? Wasn't he on this?
I don't know.
He had 2 issues and they swapped straight out to Lobdell? What is that?
I am not a huge endorser of Scott Lobdell as a writer based on things that he's written. I did think he managed to keep the tone fairly similar to Dini. I didn't think it was a drastic change.
But why does the Riddler look like the Joker? Look at that right there. That is straight out of Dick Sprang. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. That is a very Joker Riddler. But they're all playing with the Riddler right now because that's the next movie.
Yeah, it pretty much has to be. They don't want to...
Which is odd because in the books now you have the Riddler as the hero/villain. Or villain/hero, I guess.
Well, he's definitely a victim right now because of Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy being douchebags to him and taking over his fucking apartment. Eddie, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah. we'll finish out what's going on here, see what the next one does, and burn that bridge when we come to it.
That's an interesting book so far.
So it looks like he's getting himself a new girlfriend? What the hell's going on here? And who are these doofuses trying to take over the whole Riddler motif for themselves that he gets all iffy at? No, come on. We're Riddler worshippers? What the hell?
Some people aim low, my friend. They're probably all furries.
Up this stuff? Ooh, they're probably all furries. Ugh. Blech. No love for Lobdell. Now, I needed to get this because it's boobies. Batgirl #1.
This is the spoiler now in the Batgirl costume.
This is Stephanie, yeah.
Dude, I think the spoiler is the worst hero name possibly of all time.
It is, dude. It's so bad.
What does she fight? Milk?
What are you spoiling? I mean, I like to keep my crime fighting fresh. What? No.
I have spoiled you again. It's foiled, jackass.
Wouldn't that suck to be a character mired in a syntax error?
Again, going back to Keith Giffen and his classic Villian the Villain. I felt so many people spelled villain wrong that I would name myself. Well, I can see.
But, you know, it's not bad to have a hero that actually has a secret identity again that not everyone in the universe knows. But did it have to be the whole I'm a high school girl thing again?
I like that they're putting out a lot of books right now that are very girl-oriented. I mean...
No, that part is fine.
And so Batgirl, particularly after the frigging goth nightmare that is Batwoman and Detective, Batgirl's a very light, fun book. It's just not a book for me. I think I would endorse it, if my niece weren't 2. She's like, we want to get her a comic book. Batgirl all day long. Enjoy it.
But the whole balancing school and crime fighting thing, haven't we really done that to death? I mean,
with Robin, we've never done it with menstruation.
With Peter Parker.
Look, now we're bringing tampons into the mix.
Oh.
There's an entirely different ethos.
I don't know about entirely different. I mean,
girls are very different from guys.
Nope.
I realize that you're a little
in
shady.
The biological sense, yes, this is true. But they're not going to mention that. They're not going to mention flow in a comic book. Not a comic book I'd pick up.
You're not going to be picking this up, though.
Well, maybe.
But here's my point, is here you have a chance to... A book between this and Supergirl, and to a lesser degree Power Girl, which is obviously slightly older, but you have a chance to really have comics oriented towards teenage girls. That's not their normal market.
Well, they had to dip in sometime because they are there.
I mean, they've tried before. Like Teen Titans did strong teenage female characters back with the Perez days.
Right.